What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Fight Fuel channel where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. I apologize for the delay. I had tweeted out that I would be uploading the preview around 5:30. I spent some good quality time with my cousins, which I had a blast. It was really fun catching up with them, and I'll get to see them again tomorrow for Thanksgiving, which I'm also excited about. And before I get into anything Dolphins Jets related, I'll do it again at the end of the video. I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, man. Thanksgiving to me, it's about the three F's: football, food, and family. I actually had it in reverse order. It's family, food, and football. So I'm very excited. I love Thanksgiving. I love, the turkey and stuff like that, watching football with my family members. I can't wait. And then Friday, get the Dolphins. You can't ask for anything better, man. But the Dolphins are coming off a 20-13 win over the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. And they're 7-3 going into MetLife Stadium this week, man, against the New York Jets. And I'll tell you what, I've been saying it on Twitter. I'm going to say it again. I don't care how bad their offense is. This is going to be a dogfight for 60 minutes against the New York Jets. This game is going to be close. I'm telling you guys right now. I don't know how else to put it to you. I think this is just going to be a close game. It's a division rival. We're on the road at MetLife. MetLife is a tough environment to play in, and I think this is going to be a tough game for the Dolphins. I really do. Even despite the bad offense for the Jets, I think it's going to be a tough game for the Dolphins. But before we get into the game, let's talk a little bit about Hard Knocks last night. Episode 1 of Hard Knocks dropped on HBO Max featuring the Miami Dolphins, and I thought it was unbelievable. I loved the episode last night between the game plan that the Dolphins had against Max Crosby with the practice squad player getting into his head, bumping him after every play, and every time the practice squad player bumped into Tua would tell him, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And Max Crosby loves doing that because in the Netflix series Quarterback, they showed him doing that to Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes was bothered by Max Crosby doing that to him. So they prepared for that, and they did a great job for preparation of Max Crosby. And I thought Teron Armstead was a good leader for the offensive line in preparing for Max Crosby because they showed all the offensive linemen out to dinner the Thursday night before the game against the Raiders on Sunday. And Teron Armstead wanted to talk about Max Crosby. And I believe it was Kendall Lamb who said, "Man, I don't want to talk about Max Crosby. I'm here with the fam eating dinner." That just goes to show good leadership off the field from Teron Armstead to his offensive linemen. I thought the segment with Tua and Tyreek were really good. The individual segments for Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa were really good. The speech from the linebackers coach, Anthony Chapinell, unbelievable stuff, man. From New Jersey, he's playing the home team this week. He's from Jersey, going back home with the Dolphins. What an unbelievable speech that was. And he says he went back to the Germany game. We might not know what language they speak in, but what the language the Miami Dolphins speak in is ass whooping. I absolutely loved that line. I thought Hard Knocks was unbelievable. And then the documentary for the Raiders game. Really, really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. So I'm looking forward to each and every episode on Tuesday nights. I'm going to talk about it with you guys at the beginning of each preview until the end of the season. And that's when Hard Knocks is going until. It's going until the end of the Miami Dolphins season, whenever the season ends for the Miami Dolphins. But I loved last night, and I can't wait to watch episode 2, hopefully after a win. against the New York Jets. And if you have not already, be sure to go ahead and check out the post-game recap video that I did for the Miami Dolphins against the Las Vegas Raiders. And also be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel and turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you don't miss one video that I upload. We are going to have we might go live before the game Friday. I haven't decided yet, but we might go live around 1 o'clock here on the Big Fight Field channel, talking about the game, waiting until the inactives come out. It might be around 1:20-ish, 1:30, because 1:30, I believe that's when the inactives are going to come out for the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. So, and both teams are going into it with questionable injuries. So, we might do it live on Friday. And then, of course, right after the game, post-game recap video for the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets Friday night here on the Big Fight Fuel channel. So be sure to subscribe so y'all don't miss the video. Okay, Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets Friday at 3 o'clock on Amazon Prime. It is free on Amazon Prime. So if you're a Dolphins fan watching this and you don't have Amazon Prime, all you have to do is sign up, make an account. You don't even have to pay for it because this game is being streamed free on Amazon Prime, which is a great deal by Amazon. Let's get into the injury report that came out today. We haven't been decided if players are questionable or not. I'm guessing it will come out sometime tomorrow. I won't make a video about it because tomorrow's Thanksgiving and I'm not making a video for Thanksgiving. But the Miami Dolphins, for the first time this season, every player practiced. Every player on the 53-man roster for the Miami Dolphins checked in as practice today. Devon Achane, Teron Armstead, Chase Claypool, Lester Cotton, Tyreek Hill, Rob Hunt, Alec Ingold, Austin Jackson, Robert Jones, Raheem Mostert, and Durham Smythe were all limited today. It's great news that some of these players are limited. In my opinion, I would look out for a couple of them on this list. Obviously, the biggest one on there is Devon Achane. On Monday, Coach McDaniel came out and said, he felt good. He wanted his helmet, but we wouldn't give it to him. He stood right behind me for most of the game because I knew he was ready to go in, but we were being cautious with him. He was like, there's a chance that he is going to play, and there's a likelihood that he's not going to play. So he basically gave us a whole lot of nothing there. So I'm guessing, again, for all these players that we're not going to know until Friday at around 1:30. So I would look out for Achane, Lester Cotton, who McDaniel said was optimistic, Austin Jackson, who McDaniel said was optimistic that he would play, and the right guard, Robert Hunt. If the Miami Dolphins get back Robert Hunt for this matchup against the Jets, boy, oh boy, that would go a long way. I would not be a fan of watching Liam Eichenberg against the Jets defensive line. That would not be fun. Let's go for the Jets injury report. They had only 3, basically. Cornerback Michael Carter II did not practice for a second straight day in a row with a hamstring. Left tackle Mekhi Becton was limited today. And linebacker, former Miami Dolphins Sam McGuavon was limited today as well. So the only one that I would look for on there for the Jets is Mekhi Becton. It was reported that he was going to be out for 1 to 2 weeks with a grade 1 ankle sprain. There's videos on social media of him pushing through it and him doing stretches. And I see Jets encouragement calling him a warrior and stuff like that. To me, he was grimacing. He looked like to be in pain. So I would be shocked. I would truly be shocked if Mekhi Becton plays for the New York Jets on Friday. I would be shocked. So that is your injury report. And let's get into it. The Miami Dolphins against the New York Jets. And we are going to start with the Miami Dolphins defense against the New York Jets offense. Usually I flip it around and I go whatever my app says, CBS Sports. But today I'm going to do the opposite because I want to talk about the Dolphins offense last. The Jets offense, oh boy, they stink on toast. They are an absolute disaster. And I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about them at all. The Miami Dolphins defense, they're ranked 12th overall, 319.5 yards given up per game. The New York Jets offense is ranked 30th with 270.5 yards per game on offense. The Miami Dolphins pass defense is ranked 15th with 241 yards allowed in the air. And the New York Jets, they are 30th in passing offense with 199.5 passing yards per game. And the Miami Dolphins run defense is ranked 10th. That is impressive. We've come a long way from week 1 until now with this run defense, considering how much yards they gave up to Austin Ekeler week 1. Austin Ekeler and Joshua Kelly. Miami Dolphins run defense is ranked 10th with 99 yards allowed per game. And the Jets rush offense, their running game, is ranked 23rd with basically 100 yards per game. You round it up, it's to 100. Breece Hall is on the struggle for the New York Jets now. Last week, the Jets lost to the Buffalo Bills 32-6. And in the third quarter of that game, Zach Wilson was benched. Robert Saleh pulled the trigger. He benched Zach Wilson, and Tim Boyle came in for the rest of the game to start for the Jets. Tim Boyle finished 7 for 15, 33 yards, and an interception. Tim Boyle, on Monday, was named the starter for the New York Jets. Okay? Tim Boyle is starting over Zach Wilson. Trevor Siemian is the backup, and Zach Wilson is the emergency third-string quarterback. Let me read you Tim Boyle's career stats in the NFL. I'm pretty sure most of you already know this, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. Tim Boyle has played 18 games in his NFL career. He's only started 3. This will be his fourth. Friday will be his 4th start ever in his NFL career. So he's played in 18 games, and he has 607 passing yards in 18 games in his career. 3 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. 3 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So you look at that stat, and you're like, oh my goodness, this should be a handful for Tim Boyle. The defense should be able to do whatever they want. And honestly, you're right. The defense should be able to do whatever they want against Tim Boyle. But for me, I would rather be playing Zach Wilson And the reason I'd rather be playing Zach Wilson than Tim Boyle is because there's just simply not enough film on Tim Boyle. If he had played a game or two for the New York Jets this year, I would have felt much more confident in facing Tim Boyle. But the fact that he does not have a lot of film on from this year, basically a couple plays, it's a little bit unpredictability, in my opinion. Now, Zach Wilson is more mobile than him. The Jets' offensive line stinks. They're horrendous. But if um, if the line collapse, Zach Wilson has the ability to get out of the pocket and run. I don't think Tim Boyle has that. At least I don't think so. So that is going to be big. And, the Jets, their entire offense is an issue. It's just not the quarterback. Their entire offense is an issue. Breece Hall cannot find a hole. Breece Hall has been struggling the last couple games. Their wide receivers stink outside of Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson is their only threat on offense. The rest of the receivers that they have stink. And their offensive line is a house of cards. Their offensive line is a problem. And you wonder why Aaron Rodgers got injured 4 plays into the season and tore his Achilles. Because the Jets' offensive line sucks. It sucks. And the Dolphins' defense, they're coming off 3 turnovers against the Raiders. Jalen Ramsey, unbelievable. Those plays are being featured not only by the Miami Dolphins, but from the NFL. And the NFL is acknowledging it. He's in the Twitter bio for the NFL for Monday. I mean, this guy was unbelievable on Sunday, and almost everybody on defense is playing really good right now. But I would say Jalen Ramsey, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and Christian Wilkins are playing elite level defense right now, and you absolutely love to see it with this stretch the Miami Dolphins are going to have for the next 4 games. So let's get into the keys. Let's get into the keys for the Dolphins defense against the New York Jets offense. I basically just told you one of them. Number 1 is to pressure Tim Boyle. Because Zach Wilson, if we were playing Zach Wilson, behind that offensive line, Zach Wilson has the ability to get out of the pocket and run. We've seen it in a couple of games. I don't think Tim Boyle has that awareness. We don't know if Tim Boyle has that awareness, but the only way you got to figure out is to pressure him. And I believe I have full confidence in this defensive line to get after that Jets offensive line. I have confidence that Christian Wilkins, Zach Zeller, Roquan Davis, Jalen Phillips, and Bradley Chubb, they can do their thing. They can do their thing on this Jets offensive line. And we're going to see, with the pressure in his face, maybe Boyle does make a couple bad throws. And I think it would be stupid for Vic Fangio and the defense not to blitz in this game. Pressure Boyle. Make him make horrible throws. Make him throw interceptions. And we will win the game. We will win this game. But that's not where this game's going to be won. Because I'm confident in this defense to do their thing. I'll tell you how this game's going to be won in a little bit. So that's number 1. Is this defensive line needs to pressure Tim Boyle. Number 2, I would say create turnovers, man. In their territory, turnovers for this defense would be huge. To get the offense in positive situations in Jets territory so that they have the possibility of coming away with points against that defense would be massive. So turnovers are key. Interceptions, sack fumble. Anyway, I think it would be huge for the defense to get turnovers against the Tim Boyle-led Jets. And then the third and final key is to contain Breece Hall. And Breece Hall has been struggling. As I said, Breece Hall is not finding the holes on the offensive line because the offensive line is not creating holes for Breece Hall. So if you get up early in this game and the Jets are playing from behind and they can't run the ball because they have no running game, you're forcing Tim Boyle to win a game for the New York Jets. And I like your chances in that situation if he has to drop back 30 times and win the game for you that way. I like my chances. So those are the three keys. Pressure Tim Boyle, create turnovers, and contain Breece Hall. Because if you contain Breece Hall and that running game, we're going to be okay on defense. Because the game is going to have to be won by Tim Boyle. If Breece Hall is running and he's getting first downs, then guess what? The Jets can kill as much clock as they want. They can play field position. They can pin the Dolphins' offense deep. And they can put the pressure on the offense with their elite level defense. Now, I wanted to save this for last because this is the most important part of the game. And this matchup is as ridiculous as you guys might think it sounds. I don't care what you say. This game on Friday between the Dolphins and Jets is game of the week because of this matchup. The Dolphins offense against the Jets defense. The Dolphins offense is ranked first with 434 yards per game. The Jets defense is ranked 11th with 316.5 yards allowed per game. The Dolphins passing offense is ranked first with 300 yards per game. The Jets passing defense is ranked 5th with 194.5 yards allowed in the air. And the running game for the Dolphins is ranked 2nd with 143 yards per game. And the rush defense for the Jets is ranked 30th with 137.5 yards allowed per game. So, this is where the game's going to be won, folks. The Miami Dolphins, I would be a lying man if I told you that the offense was not struggling. This offense is struggling right now. And it's bad timing going up against what I think is the best defense in the AFC behind the best defense in the AFC and the second best defense in the NFL behind the Philadelphia Eagles. This Jets defense is absolutely filthy. Filthy. Between their defensive line with Quinnen Williams and Bryce Huff and Jermaine Johnson, with their linebackers, C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams, Jermaine Sherwood, and their secondary, and their two elite corners of Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed. This is going to be the ultimate test for the Dolphins offense. And these guys have to figure it out. They have to figure it out because this is where it's going to be won. Because I'm telling you right now, if the Dolphins, and this is how confident I am in the defense, if the Dolphins can score 24 points this week, they're going to win the game. If they score 24 on the Jets defense, they're going to win the game. The question is, how will they? They have to stop the turnovers. There's a lot holding this team back. It's the turnovers, and it's Mike McDaniel's play calling on short yardage, because Mike McDaniel is atrocious at short yardage play calling. Second and one, throw the ball. Third and one, throw the ball. Can't happen. Raheem Mostert's one of the most aggressive running backs in the NFL. I don't understand why you just run up the middle with him. I don't understand. These guys are going to have to come and play. I can't. I'm like a broken record. The Dolphins offense is going to have to show up in this game, because the only way for the New York Jets to win this game is the Dolphins giving it to them with turnovers. If they turn the ball over against the New York Jets, like the Buffalo Bills did in Week 1, they will lose this game. I am telling you right now, no bias, just truth. The Dolphins turn the ball over, the Jets are going to win this game on Friday. So we need to be careful. Our quarterback has 11 turnovers this year, 8 interceptions, 3 fumbles. That's a lot. Let's get into the keys. I basically just told you number 1. You can't turn the ball over. If you turn the ball over on this defense and you make stupid throws and you're fumbling the ball, you're giving the Jets offense opportunities, rare opportunities to score. So you can't turn the ball over. We need a clean game from this offense. We can't be playing the way that we did on Sunday with the fumble from Tua and the fumble from Julian Hill and the interception from Tua. That can't happen. That can't happen against the Jets. So you can't turn the ball over. Number 2, I said last week I barely mentioned this. Now I have to mention it frequently. Good play calling. Number 2, we need good play calling. We need a good game from Mike McDaniel. Because who knows? These cute executions, these cute calls are going to come back and bite them in the ass. I don't know when, but it's so simple as 2nd and 1, run the ball. 3rd and 1, run the ball. Even if you don't get it, okay, you live to play another down in the NFL, in the game. You need to pick up 1 yard. Just run the ball. McDaniel, sometimes he outcoaches himself, and that's how the Dolphins lose games. So, just coach a smart game. I don't want to come on here talking about how dumb Mike McDaniel was in this game, or how Mike McDaniel wasn't willing to make adjustments. So that's number 2, is we need better play calling from Mike McDaniel, because it almost hurt the team last week. And number 3, don't be afraid to run the ball. Listen, man, I know the running game is not as good as it was in the beginning of the season, and the reason it's not as good is because of our tackles. Lester Cotton, Liam Eichenberg, especially Lester Cotton. Lester Cotton is struggling right now. And if we can get at least Robert Hunt back, do you guys know how far that goes? We basically have all of our starters, besides Isaiah Wynn, back on the offensive line. That would be a huge W to get Robert Hunt back in this game, because, excuse me, Robert Hunt helps the running game. Robert Hunt has played really good this season. And I know Mostert had 86 yards last week. He had an okay game, but the offensive line is not creating holes, and that is because of our guards. And we need We need to not be afraid of the run, and I might as well have a fourth key. So we need good offensive line protection against this defensive line. Because if we cannot protect Tua in this game, it's going to be a long, stressful game for Dolphins fans if this offensive line cannot protect Tua Tagovailoa. So those are the keys for offense and defense, and this should be a W. I am a little bit nervous. I shouldn't say a little bit. I am nervous. I get nervous. I get nervous before most of the Dolphin games, and I'm nervous about this one because of the Jets' defense. If the Dolphins turn the ball over, like I said, if the Dolphins turn the ball over, the Jets are going to win this game, and that would be embarrassing for the Miami Dolphins. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited. The first ever NFL Black Friday game on Friday. Again, it is being streamed on Amazon Prime, and it's going to be free for people on Amazon Prime. So if you're a Dolphins fan and you don't have Prime, all you have to do is sign up, and you get this game for free. So, okay, I'm out of here. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy your Thanksgiving tomorrow with your loved ones, eating turkey, stuffing, watching football, being with your family, all that good stuff. Happy Thanksgiving. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Comment down below if you're a Dolphins fan or a Jets fan. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. And I will let you know on Twitter probably tomorrow night if I will be live before the game on Friday. So I'm out of here. You guys have a good one. Stay safe. Happy Thanksgiving. And fins up. And one more thing before I go. Fuck the Jets, baby. Let's go.